Dear Slayer of Knowles and Prince of Daily Wire, how close do you think we are to civil war in America? I'm wondering on how long Americans will hold out with seeing the violence and the erasing of our history. Will we just stand back and watch our great country burn to the ground, or will we stand and fight and take back our culture and get Trump's butt into gear? Thanks. Love your show. Save the Klavan. We really must save the Klavan. I mean, what would we do without him at this point? I don't think we're there. I think this is a dangerous time. I think that's why I'm not as aggressive as, like go in there and send the army in and start shooting and all this stuff. I don't want to see Americans killed. A lot of these people are just troublemakers. A lot of these kids are so ignorant. They have been schooled in ignorance at our university. A lot of them are very, very neurotic, and they have real problems. We drug so many of our kids, and then they go to college and they go off the drugs, and their underlying problems aren't solved, and they start picking up this stuff and becoming hysterical about things that they don't know anything about. I mean, that's when you see all these white girls screaming at black cops. It's just amazing. They think that they are the purveyors of social justice. A lot of mental illness in this group, and I don't want to see people killed. But at some point, you're right. People will get fed up, and then the fighting will start, and it won't be pretty. So I don't think we're there. I think that my hope is, and my belief is, that this is a moment of madness brought on by the lockdown. I think the stuff that has been, people locked down, they probably watch more television, and television has been going out of their way to induce psychopathy in the public. They are going out of their way to gaslight people, to drive them crazy, to give them fear, to push fear. They've been doing all this stuff. So all this stuff is coming out. The political season hasn't even started yet. The only thing that's starting is summer. The political season really doesn't start until September. So, I would say hold on. There's going to be trouble. Trouble will come, but I do not think that this is a moment of civil war. Down the line, I can't promise you anything. Everything dies, and it dies violently, unfortunately. But that's down the line. Right this minute, I think this is a movement of madness. I think that when the Republicans, if Trump can lead, if Trump can get people behind him, if he can start to stir up not just his base, but the rest of the people who don't want this going on, the people who aren't going to tell the pollsters what they think, if he can do that, other people will follow. Other Republicans will find their spines. A lot of them have not been like Matt Gaetz and like Tom Cotton and Josh Hawley. They have not been like that. Some of them have just kept their heads down because they think Trump is going to be defeated, and they don't want to tie their career to him. But if Trump can get the people behind him, then the others will follow and will suddenly find their private parts and get in there. So I don't know. I'm hopeful still. I know this is a bad time. I'm not pretending it's not, but I'm hopeful that America goes through these things. It really does. When you look at history, this is not anomalous. I mean, America is a revolutionary country. It has elements of revolution. The real revolution is the revolution of freedom. That's the only new idea in politics. But it also allows these other revolutionary types to go forward. They've infiltrated our media, they've infiltrated our academy, they've infiltrated our entertainment industry, while the right sat there twiddling its thumbs and investing all its money in the next congressional race in Ohio. And so we are now reaping that whirlwind. We let them sow the wind. We're now reaping that whirlwind. But there's a lot of ruin in the nation. No one has answered the question of what they plan to replace this great nation with. They can't answer that question. Nancy Pelosi is cheering violent people on. The Democrats are cheering violent people on. After a while, some people are going to say, you know what, this is ridiculous. And Joe Biden is a wooden dummy. He's not an actual human being anymore. And so he's really not a very good candidate. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, when they're shouting Maggie Haberman down because she says this is a flawed candidate, when a flawed candidate is the kindest thing you could say about Joe Biden, they are really not facing reality. Reality does have a voice. So I'm in no way in despair, but it is ugly. It's ugly what they're doing. They've planned for it. They think this is their moment. They are seizing the day, and they're being helped by Twitter, and they're being helped by NBC News, and they're being helped by CNN, and they're being helped by the Democrat Party. Let's see if the people go along. I don't think they will.